Watch it again. Hard hit ball. He hits the ground.
He's got the ball. Now he doesn't have.
One thing Robin has to do is not bump Dana Demuth.
Well, there's a play right there. Next year will be reviewed. No question about it.
It will be.
And it will be overturned. Meanwhile, it's a 6-4 lead with Pedroia at second base.
Well, as Boone Logan was coming in, Jabba Chamberlain left the mound and then got thrown out of the game by Joe West. He did not like the check swing. That was not called a strikeout, so he's barking at West. West, the crew chief, been around a long time. You can see he's had enough. And to paraphrase Jabba, he said, "You're throwing me out and you're the one who blew the call." And Joe West wants no part of it. And here's the call he's arguing about.
This would have been strike 3. And it was strike 3 on Shane Victorino. This is an even better angle. He did go through. Man, that's not even really that close to me.
When the bat head gets out in front of home plate, that's a hard one to justify.
Going to be departing.
1-2 pitch is tapped out in front. De Leon throws home, and they called him safe. They called him safe, and Vogt scores, and it's 3-2, and Bo Porter sprints out of the dugout. And they throw Bo Porter out. So a little excitement here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Just a little tapper out in front of home plate, and De Leon, really, that was probably the only play he had.
And you know, kind of just looking at it without, we'll see a replay. This was going to be pitch run for, but it looked like the throw was up a little bit high, and Pagnazzi caught it, and Vogt coming down the line. There's a slight hesitation.
Your attention, please.
And the ball was up.
For the Athletics.
And
running for Kayasco,
you know, that's very similar to the play in which Vogt was a part of it at home plate, where the throw was high. And looking at that one, looks like he got it right. Checked this high throw, the tag, foot's on the plate, got him on the hip. So really, it was a late slide by Vogt, but it looked like on that.
More lift in it.
Lifts that one into right-hand Parra. Here's the Panda. Here's Parra. Here we go again. Look out, Miggy. He's in there. Now they got him. Nope, he scores. Kurt Gibson. He had not yet touched the plate. Tom Hallion waited.
Somebody's been ejected.
Kurt Gibson has been ejected from the dugout, and now here comes Gibby. Oftentimes, if they miss the play, doesn't the umpire just stand there and signal neither out nor safe?
They won't make any call whatsoever. They'll stand there with their arms at their side, which is an indication that the runner didn't tag the plate and the catcher didn't tag the runner. But it was clear that Miggy made contact with Sandoval. It was also clear Sandoval never touched the plate. Just a bad call, and as usual, when there's a bad call, somebody gets thrown out of the game, and it's not the umpire.
And Axford has been thrown out of this game. He said, "Why am I trying to hit it?"
Well, I honestly believe that neither pitcher tried to do what they did.
And Axford, there's no argument,
but it doesn't matter.
He's been warned and he's out of the game. I'm with you, Rick. Why would he be trying to hit Tony Sanchez and Yachty with all the replays that we saw of the pitch that was up and into him? It was a pitch that got away. Same thing there with Axford. That pitch, though, the fastball.
Right. That one certainly hurt a little bit more, but there's Randazzo tossing it. I'm not trying to hit him. Why am I trying to hit him? I can read lips. That was pretty easy.
And after watching the replay, Porter said he was probably safe, but at that point of the game, the way he saw it, it looked like he was out. He mentioned the high intensity of the game. And he's intense still tonight, guys.
Yeah, Alan Porter, the home plate umpire, has been a little tense here. And now has thrown out Brandon Barnes. Well, Porter's going to try to keep his center fielder away from Alan Porter, but Brandon Barnes somehow drew the ire of Alan Porter. You could see when Barnes was leaving the home plate area after the strikeout. And maybe we'll get a peek as to what might have taken place here.
I still don't like the umpires having their heads in the dugout. Leave it alone. Slammed his bat down. Yeah, give him, let him chew a little bit. Let him vent some of that anger a little bit. Alan Porter has no reason to be in the dugout watching what Brandon Barnes is doing
out right there.
He's jawing at him. That's part of baseball. Grow some skin. You got to have a couple extra layers on your epidermis to be able to handle it at this level. And Brandon Barnes had every right to complain and speak his mind. I don't think that warranted getting tossed out from the dugout like that.
He's saying, why? What did I say? I didn't say anything.
Aviles takes off. Here's the throw down, and he's out. Second base umpire Gary Darling, the crew chief, has just ejected Mike Aviles from the game. Aviles really up in his grill, and Gary Darling is giving it right back to him. And now Terry Francona's giving it to him. Let's take another look at this. This is going to be a close play at second base. Does he actually apply the tag on him?
It's a one-hop throw. He gets him. Well, that's close. It looks like it. Takes him on the leg right around the knee.
It's behind. See, it looks like he tags him.
Right.
But from where the umpire's standing, he can't see that.
Well,
he might have missed him.
Well, that's hard to say. The ball's there. The ball is in the glove. And by the time Aviles comes up, he's saying he tagged him. So that's 2 outs now.
Well, Porter having a long chat at the hill. Like a clubhouse meeting going on, and apparently Porter was just simply waiting for Hunter Wendelstedt to come to the mound. Wendelstedt has ejected Porter. Porter obviously had some comments to make for Wendelstedt. And we mentioned the close pitches. Bo Porter is going to air it out. His second ejection here in the series, second on the season. And Hunter Wendelstedt is not going to have anything of it. How about that?
I wonder if this has to do with some of those pitches you were talking about, Ash. Eric Bedard's thrown some close one. Lucas Harrell throughout the day, no inside corner, and some of the pitches up to Brett Wallace. I'm not sure if, I don't think Hunter Wendelstedt's picking on anybody in particular, but Bo Porter is obviously displeased with this umpiring crew, and he let Hunter Wendelstedt have it. Now he's letting Jerry Lane have a little bit of it too, but I'm sure Jerry Lane's got a pretty good explanation coming back to him.
Your attention, please.
Well, Porter's not done yet. Jerry Lane is trying to maybe smooth things over a little bit, but Hunter Wendelstedt was not going to even acknowledge Bo Porter. As soon as Porter started with things, Wendelstedt tossed him from the ball game.
What could you say in that quick of a span to get ejected that quickly? I mean, he gave him about 3 words, and then maybe Bo Porter knocked that chip off of Hunter Wendelstedt's shoulder as he's talking about.
You notice Wendelstedt trying to let him know right away, you touched me. Well,
there's some inadvertent.
Kurt Gibson has been ejected. Crew chief Tom Hallion is the first base umpire, and here's a look at what he was looking at, and I'm not quite sure what he was looking at.
Yeah, in a day full of head scratching things, this might be the worst. He is all over that base. Hallion right there looking at it. How do you miss that call?
Buster Posey was almost in the dugout. This was between innings after they conferenced and Hallion reversed his own call. And Kurt Gibson was ejected. I can't for the life of me even imagine what he thought he saw.
I can't either.
On the initial call. It just makes no sense.
Contos was even extra firm in bringing that right foot down on the base. Yeah, clearly at least the back half of his foot caught the base, no doubt about it. I don't know how you missed that call initially.
So bench coach Alan Trammell will take over the Diamondbacks. Kurt Gibson ejected once again here, understandably, after the call was reversed. So Abreu will lead off the 10th.
He has struggled lately against lefties.
Now the 0-1.
Hit him.
Got him on the back foot, it appeared.
Calling it a swing now.
They're calling it a swing, yeah. That's what home plate umpire Brian Gorman indicated. Cabrera wanted an appeal. It was close. Looked like he went and it hit him in the knee. Cabrera now pleading his case, but he's not going to win it. Boy, that was awfully close. It looked like if he went, it was barely. The tough part is he took it square off the knee. He'll foul that one back out of play. No balls, 2 strikes on Miguel Cabrera.
He threw him out of the game. Oh, come on.
Goodness sakes.
Brian Gorman.
Oh, this is terrible.
Really?
This is terrible.
Goodness gracious. That is ridiculous.
Best player in the game headed to the clubhouse.
Second time this year Miguel Cabrera has been thrown out of a game in the middle of an at-bat.
Well, unless Cabrera said something extremely vulgar to Gorman, which I guess is always a possibility.
You gotta be kidding.
The umpire can then throw you out, but I mean this is as animated as we've seen Cabrera all season long.
That's brutal. I mean brutal.
Jim Leland is beside himself right now, and
he is so upset he really can't even argue. But he'll get heated up here in a minute. Jim's gonna get tossed too.
Cabrera just got thrown out of the game in the middle of an at-bat. The count is 0-2. Now you've got the best player in the game back in the clubhouse. And we'll see the original pitch here. And the check swing by Cabrera.
Obviously Miggy was hit, but what Brian Gorman was doing, he called the pitch himself, and I'm sure Miggy was asking, why didn't you get some help from Tony Randazzo, who was the first base coach?
Well, but it's up to that home plate umpire to see if he wants the help. And Gorman felt he didn't need it. Now Cabrera not even facing the umpire, and there he goes. So Cabrera has been thrown out of this game.
I told you Jim was going to go too.
And the manager's gone. What a start to this one here tonight in Chicago. Brian Gorman has ejected Jim Leland. He's ejected Miguel Cabrera. And the skipper's going to hang around long enough to get his money's worth here before sooner or later these umpires will convene to try and break this up. But Brian Gorman is the crew chief, the home plate umpire. And Leland continues his argument here. He's been thrown out of the game, so the Tigers now will be without their manager and their third baseman. How about this for the start of a big 3-game series for Detroit? Coming in, their lead in the Central Division over the Cleveland Indians was 5.5, 7 up on Kansas City, and now this game has been altered dramatically. So Leland, who's apparently done with his argument, he'll hit the showers, so will Cabrera. And we'll see who assumes the 0-2 count. The Tigers are going to have to make a change here. With 2 outs, nobody on here in the first inning. Meanwhile, Chris Sale has been made to wait, so he's just warming up right now on the hill as Leland gives his final instructions. And Brian Gorman is waiting to see who will take over. Looks like Santiago is going to stay in the game and play third base. But now, as this game progresses, your 3-hole hitter is Santiago instead of Miguel Cabrera.
Well, they're going to miss Miguel. There's no doubt about that. But they still have plenty of good players that are on that field tonight that can win this game, and that's where their attention needs to turn to right now. It's a big game.
Meanwhile, Brian Gorman is waiting for Leland to leave, and Leland won't as he continues chirping from the dugout. So Santiago will assume this at bat here with 2 strikes in the count.
He's going to be saying, I danced out of the way. I don't know if he was able to keep his eye on the ball.
I don't think he was, Bert. I don't think he really had a good look at it. The home plate umpire would have been looking down the line just like I am, and he would be the only guy that could see it. We're talking to the other umpires, maybe what they do to Dick's point about where they put if they overrule him. If they try to get it right, which they should do, and the home plate umpire saw for sure that it was a fair ball, then they'll get it right. But now they have to talk about where the runner's going to go.
Dale Scott is a crew chief, and let's see what he's going to do.
Here comes Ron Gardenhire, and this isn't going to. He's not going to last very long.
No, this pretty good chance this is the last we'll see of Garden.
I saw Dale Scott. Now he's a crew chief going no to Bill Miller, and then they had to explain something to Bill Miller. Artie's not a happy camper here.
I think what happened, to be honest with you, and maybe we'll have a replay that will show it. I think there was visual proof that the ball hit the chalk line, and Bill Miller came in and said, I didn't see it. I called it foul, but it's right at my feet. The ball kicked up chalk.
Yeah, but you've got to realize that there's infielders, outfielders coming in and sometimes kicking the chalk line. So.
Gardy's, you can read his lips. You called it foul. You can't reverse the call. And Dale Scott, the crew chief, and Bill Miller are being very patient here. I think they realize that they have put Ron Gardenhire in a very ticklish situation here. This is not something that anyone has ever seen happen before. They're advancing runners all over the place on a ball that was ruled foul.
It looks like they're giving Lowry a double.
Next year, of course, that'll be a different issue, but this is this year. And Ron Gardenhire given a lot of latitude, and the latitude just ran out.
Yeah, 5th time that Ron Gardenhire has been ejected this year, and you knew that was coming.
Was on a walk. And Beltre lines one to left, and that's a base hit. Rios digging for third, and he is out. They called him out.
Oh, my. Oh, wow. Thank you.
So we got a good argument going here. Andy Fletcher is the third base umpire, and they called him out.
They called him out because Andy Fletcher was behind him. Because he was behind him.
Wow. So that's how the bottom of the 8th ends, and the Rangers score 6 times, and it's now 9-8 after 8.
Wow.
Oh, they got him that time. That's the second pickoff for a Tigers pitcher in this series.
And both of them were Bonifacio. Dyson last night. Bonifacio tonight. And someone's been ejected from the game. Bonifacio
here's the look. They called him out, and Bonifacio will watch the rest of this game from the clubhouse.
Rehabbers, the ones that start hurting.
Strike 3 call to get Napoli and end the inning. 6 in the books at Fenway, and Boston in command. Between innings after that strikeout, Mike Napoli was ejected. He slammed his helmet down, didn't get kicked out for that, got kicked out for whatever he said to home plate umpire Ron Kulpa after that, and that's why Brandon Snyder is now manning first base. That was strike 3. That was the one that Napoli didn't like. Slammed down his helmet. That is not when the ejection occurred. As he walked away and said something to Kulpa, that's when Kulpa, in super slow-mo, tossed him out.
He missed inside, and Wood thought it was strike 3, and he barks at C.B. Buckner, who points a finger, and now Freddie Gonzalez will come out. A bases loaded walk.
He had him set up inside, and he made a really good pitch. CB's going to throw Freddie out, and it was only a matter of time when this guy's behind the plate.
A bases loaded walk to Jason Worth. Scores Rendon. Washington has the lead. Freddie Gonzalez ejected for arguing balls and strikes. And we'll have to look at the replay and see how close the pitch to Worth was.
Brian McCann had his 2 cents worth too. Had him set up inside, blistered it inside. Make of that what you will. On the edge, he could have called it either way. Alex Wood beside himself. But with C.B. Buckner, you just never know.
Was supposed to be the new home of the San Francisco Giants back in the day, Tropicana Field. Gonzalez drives that to left center. It gets down and one hops the wall. Michael Young is coming in. Here's the relay. Here's the throw, and he is out at the plate. The umpires rotate. Jim Joyce coming over from first base and making the call at home, and here's Don Mattingly. Another perfectly executed relay play by the Arizona Diamondbacks. Balls hit to the outfield. Remember, the umpires rotate. Eaton off the wall, and here's the infield relay, and Owings once again showing off that strong arm.
Oh,
he got the hand in.
Like the D-backs caught a huge break right there. Miggy goes back right to the front of the plate, which is exactly what you're supposed to do, but Young looked like he got around and under the tag of Miguel Montero. Got his hand on that plate. Just a split second.
Let's talk about how Harper's great at making adjustments within the at-bat. Did right there.
Oh, on a 3-0 pitch. It's right off the shoulder of Ian Desmond. And pointing at the pitcher, and there are warnings. Bill Welke pointed right at Henderson Alvarez and warned him, and now he's letting both dugouts know. Warnings are in effect.
Well, Bryce Harper, Jason Worth on the top step of the Nats dugout, and they are letting Alvarez have it. Jason Worth just actually had to push Bryce Harper back into the dugout.
Well, that's a big-time miss on 3-0 after a home run.
Yeah, and up. Yeah, that's up around the head, and look at Ian Desmond. He's having trouble getting out of the way of that two-seam fastball that just chases him. And there's still some John going on. Alvarez looking in the Nats dugout. And you see the warnings issued by Bill Welke. And it's for the players to decide whether that was intentional or not.
And Davey Johnson's upset because now, and he's been tossed. Davey's upset because, or is it Randy Knorr? Because his guys can't pitch inside now. And Randy Knorr has been ejected. Nationals bench coach.
Well, you like to see the fire and you like to see the passion, and especially from Randy Knorr right there, Davey Johnson, everybody in the Nats dugout barking at Welke, barking at Alvarez.
Henderson Alvarez, 6th hit batter this year.
Serious action here in the first inning.
Still don't.
2-2 to Kutch. And it hits him. And that hurt. And a warning has been issued by home plate umpire Mark Carlson. There is a history in this series. It's the 23rd time a batter has been hit in this series this year. Clint Hurdle coming out of the dugout. Now Dusty Baker will come out. And with 6 games remaining and a lot on the line, this is not what you want to see in the first game of this series.
Well, you don't want anybody on your ball club to get hurt at this point.
Clint Hurdle's a little bit upset.
Both managers out.
Each one's grabbed an umpire. They've each got a dance partner, and they're both jawing. And McCutchen, one of 5 players that have been hit by a pitch in this series. Not this series, but the season series. Only the Red Sox and Yankees and the Pirates and Cardinals have had more hit batsmen in their series. Red Sox and Yankees 25, and Clint Hurdle's just been run by Mark Carlson. So he came out to stick up for his MVP candidate. And tempers flaring here late in the ballgame.
Clinton will get a big round of applause for sticking up for his player.
And you just hope that this doesn't set the table for many more of these over the next 5.
Just above the elbow and the upper arm.
Pirates not very happy.
Kawasaki hits it off the glove of the pitcher, Pedroia. Oh, and Kawasaki's been thrown out of the game. He threw his helmet after he was called out, and Eric Cooper, the first base umpire, immediately threw him out. Kawasaki called out on a bang-bang play. And when he fired his helmet to the ground, Eric Cooper threw him out immediately.
It's going to be a close play at first base. Right off the glove, ricochets to second base. Pedroia's got to change direction. Kawasaki thought it was a base hit, and you're going to get thrown out of the game every single time when you do that. You make the gesture that you're safe, and then when you're not, you throw it. That's automatic.
Boy, it's close. Bang, bang. I mean, it can't get any closer than that. Kawasaki reacted, and Cooper.
At this ballpark. As Giannis gets hit with a breaking ball to keep the inning alive. Bringing him back. They say he didn't try to get out of the way. Freddie Gonzalez is going to come argue that. That's a big play in this game. Or if Giannis was awarded first base, the Braves would bring the potential tying run to the plate. Angel Hernandez made the call.
I think it was the right call, too. We had a better angle than Freddie had. But watch his front leg, Paul. He was turning and bending.
Yeah, but I don't know.
There's history here.
Doesn't everybody have some history with Angel?
Yes, they do. He's from that C.B. Buckner School of Umpiring. Well, we made it through 6.5 innings.
Carlos Gomez up in the 2 spot tonight. And he hits that one high and deep left center field, way back and gone. Carlos Gomez standing there watching the baseball. And now Freddie Freeman joins in with Paul Mahalam as they shout at Gomez around the bases.
And Brian McCann, Mahalam, and Freddie Freeman very upset with Carlos Gomez. And check out McCann. Check this out.
And McCann getting face to face with Gomez. He has not stepped on the plate yet. Now Reed Johnson comes out and lands a right cross to Gomez. And the bench is clearing in Atlanta. Now the bullpens are coming in. And meanwhile, Carlos Gomez still has not stepped on home plate.
Nope, and Brian McCann did not allow him to get by him. I mean, it kind of got ugly very early. And Gomez didn't have the opportunity to step on home plate. He's going to have to do that at some point.
Still trying to restrain Carlos Gomez.
And Gomez still very irritated, very upset. And the whole team trying to calm him down. Man, what a start here in Atlanta, huh?
Well, it feels like if McCann and Gomez are let go at any point, it's going to start up again. Marcus Hanel, Michael Gonzalez trying to keep Gomez back as McCann and Gomez still jawing at each other across the bodies down there. Ron Renicky and Freddie Gonzalez.
And certainly the reaction by Gomez after the home run was something that, you know, the Braves did not like. He kind of watched it. I think he said something. I'm not sure what exactly was said or who said it first, but McCann, Mahalam, and Freddie Freeman, all three of them very upset.
Well, Gomez has still not touched home plate. We'll see if that matters at all to the umpires. And you can see where the spark is lit.
I think Brian McCann and Freddie Freeman are doing all the talking. And then Gomez starts chirping.
And as Gomez comes around the bases, Brian McCann standing there waiting for him. And that's when it was on at that point.
Well, Gomez just standing there watching it, and that's something that's kind of a no-no. You don't want to do that. But you know, the Braves started, you know, shouting things at Gomez. I think the first one came from McCann. You hear him tell him a few expletives and telling Gomez to run.
And it sounded like Mahalam, as Gomez was standing there, is shouting at him, "Run!
Right,
you need to run." And then that's when Gomez started jawing back. Freddie Freeman got into it. Reed Johnson was the one who came in and got a shot off on Gomez coming off the bench. Certainly Carlos Gomez.
Yeah, he hasn't touched home plate yet. I'm not sure if the umpires are going to see that being a difference or not. Reed Johnson came flying in from the bench and started creating issues. You can understand why the Braves were upset. You know, the way Carlos stood there and watched that one. But all three of them, McCann, Freddie Freeman, and Mahalam, started chirping and barking at Gomez. And
So there's going to be some ejections in it. I think Freeman has been tossed out as the way he came running in. But we'll see. The crew chief, Dana Demuth. We're into the second batter of the game into this melee on the field. And you figure Gomez is going to be tossed out.
Yeah, Gomez is probably gone. Freddie Freeman got into his face while he was rounding first base.
Now Freeman is on his way out, so he has been told he's out.
They still haven't put the run on the board here on the scoreboard.
And the umpires will come back together. Mahalem is still in the game. Brian McCann still in the game. Freddie Freeman ejected. And that's what we have as of right now. Again, they have not posted the run on the scoreboard yet. And I can't imagine there'd be a scenario where they would want to complete the actual technicality of him stepping on home plate.
Gomez never had the opportunity to step on home plate, and he's going to be gone.
So Gomez ejected.
Freddie Freeman gone. It should be 1-0.
Let's see here when Gomez comes to the plate. Yeah, McCann saying something right away to Gomez.
Looks friendly, though.
We found some history. We take you back to June 23rd. Paul Mahalem hitting Gomez.
Yeah, it looked like it was intense.
Matchup. Okay, this is where Jim Hickey is out there. This time it's Joe Madden. Oh, this is what
Madden's just out there waiting, and now he's been ejected by Paul Schreiber. And Madden upset over the pitch that was on the corner that was called a ball.
I'll tell you right now, Joe Madden's trying to fire his team up. They jumped out to that big lead. They've been kind of coasting from there, and I think he's trying to light a spark.
You could see Madden with his back to the mound, or back to the plate on the mound, waiting. And finally, when Schreiber came out there, he unloaded.
It didn't make sense why he was out there, except to do that right there. And he got his money's worth right here. Need to fuzzy him out a little bit.